This is dealing with an input order problem on a blend shape. At first look, it appears that the blend shape is fine, but then once you deform the character in any way, for example, I'll move him out here. If we do the blend shape again, it moves it. And that has to do with input order. And you can deal with that by going up here to these two little buttons. They might be hidden like behind one of these little things. So if you can't find it, just click those open until you can find it, and then click on here and go to all inputs. Yeah, this is just the inputs to the selected objects button, I guess. So go to all inputs. Oops, sorry, I need the surface selected. And then this is the list of inputs, just like you see here in the channel box, list of inputs there. And what it's for some reason it's from the bottom up, the input order, but what it's saying is calculate the skin cluster first, meaning the skeleton, the bind, like how that changes the surface, and then after you do that, calculate the blend shape. So what it's doing is, okay, put the body into position and then let the blend shape affect it, and the blend shape says, okay, well, the target shape is moved over there, so let's do that. But so it like moves it after the fact. That's the concept. It doesn't really matter. The point is the blend shape needs to be below the skin cluster in this list. So I'm just going to middle mouse drag it down like that. And now when we adjust these, you see that the problem is solved on the character, but not on the other accessories on it. So we'll do the same thing there, just one at a time. You'll see him pop back into position. Just grab it, middle mouse drag. You can see it pop back into position. I'll just do each of these. And so the reason this sort of, I guess ideally it shouldn't happen, because by default, if we reset our settings, deformation order front of chain, so that's the default, and that meaning front of chain, again, it's from the bottom up for whatever reason. I find that odd, but so that's like, that means that it can't put it below the tweak, so it puts it here. So it does the blend shape before it does the skin cluster. That's what they mean by front of chain, like to do the blend shape first, then do the skin cluster deformations. But I don't know why your input order was incorrect. It could have been that you did the blend shape and then afterwards bound your character. So obviously it wouldn't retroactively change the input order, maybe, I don't know. So the next little issue to fix here is you'll notice that the thumb moves, some hand stuff moves with the blend shapes, which you will not want. A few different ways of dealing with that, but probably the easiest thing to do is to do it through editing the membership. So every deformer, blend shape included, has a membership, which is to say that it has points that are members of that set, and you can add to and remove from that membership. So if we select, by clicking on the select button in the blend shape window, select the blend shape, you see it says blend shape 2 right there, and then go to edit deformers, edit membership tool. It highlights all the selected points, and I can shift select will add to the membership, and control select will remove from the membership. So I'm just going to hold down control and remove these from the membership. And I mean, you can go nuts with this if you want. You could remove all this stuff because the face doesn't select, affect any of that. But we don't need to, but you can do that. By the way, the edit membership tool can be helpful if, for example, you forgot to have your eyebrows be members of the set. You can kind of add the points of those eyebrows by shift selecting it with the edit membership tool. But right now we're just removing selection so that the blend shape no longer controls the points on the hands. Let's try it now. We see the face moving, but the thumb is not. And so it should solve your problems now. So one other thing I'll show in the same file. Let's say you fix this, you save it, and then after you save this, if so let's say, yeah, so you fix this file, you save it, and maybe for some reason the fix doesn't work on the file that already has animation on it, and you want to take that animation and apply it to this kind of clean working fixed character. I'm not going to actually do the whole process, but I'll just show you the steps. So what you would do is go into the file that has the animation. So let's just pretend for a moment that this file has the animation. And we need to load a plugin. Window, Settings, Preferences, Plugin Manager. And we are looking for anim import export right here. So anim import export.mll. Let's just check both these boxes. Then pick the top of the hierarchy. So I just use my up arrow and we can see that group node is selected. So that's the top of the hierarchy that has all the animation on it. File, Export Selection, Options. At the bottom of the list, anim export. And very important, before you hit export, hierarchy below. Because if you don't click this, it's only going to export the animation on that group node itself, not the hundreds of nodes, that have animation below it. But if you click below, it's everything within that hierarchy. You export selection, put it whatever character animation. Obviously there's no animation in this file, but I'm just showing you the steps. Then you go into your file with the clean working fixed character. Again, select that group node, File, Import Options, and file type anim import. Again, at the bottom of the list, import, and then choose that file and import it, and it should work fine. So you don't necessarily, if you go into your animated file and you do those same steps with the input order and the membership stuff, if you do all that and it works fine, then you don't need to do the anim import export. But the anim import export trick is a good one to know because it solves a lot of problems, like when you have just weird stuff break in your file, you can go back to a working version of your character and put the animation on that.